Hello everybody, welcome to, I think it's probably going to be the final video of today because there's a lot of stuff when it comes to a new event quest to go over. Got an update as well, version 2 of the spreadsheet has already gone out in the last few hours. I've been working on this little spreadsheet right here, which we're going to go over, and also objectives. So yes, there is the you can check out the link in the description. I was about to say, like, I just like try to guess what you might do right now. Like, you don't need to squint, you don't need to take screenshots. There's a spreadsheet link in the description. It'll take you to a Google Drive spreadsheet. It is basically this, and yeah, it goes over some stuff. We're going to go over the objectives guide, breaking down some champion options, and the solo event. And this spreadsheet is going to be updated. Like, I've got more work to do with it, but thing is, it's always very busy for 72 hours to get every little bit of detail, everything corrected. Yeah, most of it is correct at the moment. The best champions for incursions, we'll go over that tomorrow. But yeah, like, boom, let's get into this. So as you can see right now, I have smashed the 2015 Legends objective. It's a lot easier than you might think. I'm really looking forward to kind of like going over top champions I use for that. And as well, the other thing I'm going to talk about in this video is some of the other ones. So the daily zone bonus, I would say just wait each day to kind of move into each individual room. A lot of people have already smashed out zone 25. Fair play of sector 6, fair play. But I would say, you know, it's up to you how you want to kind of like test out some stuff. The going it alone, mountain of muscles, big brained team player. We'll go over this. I think what we'll do is we'll start off with the objectives because that's the first thing we mentioned right there. Objectives. Now, the objective at this moment for this particular, I want to say it's week, isn't it? Week is 2015 Legends. This is actually really good. You can double dip, by the way, and use Guillotine in lower content. Guillotine is a 2015 champion, but also qualifies for the Going It Alone solo event. So you can double dip with that particular champion. So one thing that I've been doing is, whilst I've been, sometimes you gotta like, I don't really condone using energy for this. I would condone using incursions or using something like arena. By doing something like arena, it's really cool because you can, and here's a good example. If you go into arena right now, you load up based on your tags 2015 champions, Rocket, Yellow Jacket, Ultron. They're 2015 tag champions, as you can see by this particular information here. Shout out to Aunt May. Links in the description to Aunt May and Misty K for their efforts and amazing stuff they put out for this community. But you can take any of these champions and just go and play an arena, no energy cost. And as I said, Guillotine plays a big factor in this. So one thing that I did decide to do, because if I'm working on a spreadsheet for 2 hours, getting information, putting together, just guides, and also putting together like, champion icons, just like information, researching stuff, and also like practicing what I preach, I've got to auto fight. Don't really condone using energy, but one thing that I was finding really effective was it going into either daily quest, clearing apothecary if you need it for today, doing some like normal kind of event quest. I didn't though, because I wanted to kind of be very effective with my energy consumption, and I decided to use Road to Labyrinth. From Road to Labyrinth, there are actually a few 2015 champions that you face off on the route, but where's Road to Labyrinth? There. At least I know with round 1, I'll face off with 10 energy spend, 10 fights. So it's kind of like a good trade-off there, and that's what I needed. That's what I was doing, was kind of throwing in some 2015 champions. And as we said, you can either put Guillotine to a 99, but I would recommend, if you've got yourself a standard Guillotine, it's just to throw your standard Guillotine in. If I can find her in time to just highlight this point for the video. There I can. There's one. I've probably just gone past one. But that's what I'm talking about. 2015 champion, auto-fighting through. Also is the Going Alone solo event. So as we said, you can double dip. We love doing a bit of double dipping with indeed the Going It Alone quest, which you can see I'm part way through. I could continue on that if I wanted to. And whilst I'm doing the thumbnail for this particular video and doing the upload, which normally takes about 30 minutes, I will kind of just run the champion just through it, just because it saves time, and I save time on that. It means I can concentrate on other things in game, if you know what I mean. There are some other kind of things to mention. Also, by the way, on the spreadsheet, I've done every week. So rather than me doing a separate week each week, what I might kind of I might do a video, but I don't think it needs to be done if I've said it once and gone, okay, by the way, you can do your 2016 champion options next week. Just come back to it. Maybe I will do a reminder video, like a 5-minute reminder video, and just go, hey, by the way, this week you can use this champion or this champion, and these champions and these champions for the respective objectives. There's 4, by the way, 4 weeks. That's how it works. So what else? What else is going down with the quest this month? Well, there's going to be some other objectives that you can do. I would say if you're looking to do the Legends title token run for Zone 25 on solo and level 6, it may be advantageous for those that maybe kind of like aren't super skilled is to purchase some of these incursion revives and health potions just to help yourself out. Not saying you will, not saying you won't need to use it, but it might help. Okay, so if it's a question of might help, then what you can do is with your mind body filament things, buy it. I don't know what it's saying get now, but whatever get now is kind of like, what's the price? It's weird. But in any case, you could stock up on that. I would say it is advantageous because these rotate around on a 7-day basis, so you can stock up on them. And I would say if you are worried, struggling, or kind of not too sure about doing that kind of more intensive run, regardless if it's Sector 6, Sector 5, whatever. Some people will find some stuff with level of difficulty. Some will find it easy. Good if you find it easy. But yeah, like you may kind of go, okay, well, let's buy some of these. I would recommend buying these first before you kind of, you know, obviously do lower runs first off. As I said like before in the other video, do some lower runs. Then that might allow you to kind of like just get a bit of familiarization with the new incursions, and then, you know, think about kind of going from there. There's also a very kind of like annoying and tricky type event, the team player event. So I've put a note here for the team player. By the way, again, shout out to Misty K for this little kind of solo event help infographic. So what I've done with the team player one is I've just said here, like, don't use your champions, these champions here, these synergy champions off the back of Guillotine 2029, because Kabam are saying like you have to use these champions to get, you know, this this solo event, this team player one. Okay, and that's the problem because you do have to like do it. Let's see how many times you got to do it. That's a lot. That's 50 fights you've got to do. I would recommend using some of these champions in AQ only, not in Alliance Wars, and that's basically because Alliance Wars is very specific, right? You have to be very, very specific. So some of the champions that I would recommend using, I might have to do a separate video on this, but you know, off the top of my head, and based on some of these options here, my kind of like top tips and preferences for this would be to use the following. So, and I know people have specific routes in maps, so this is a tough one as well. If you can use Magneto, use Gamora, Venom, Warlock, Venom the Duck. Aegon's a bit of an iffy one. Ultron, Strife, Nebula, to name like, you know, 9. The 10th one, Black Panther, Jabari Panther, one of those two. I don't know if we expand from this one. That's the only thing, as it's a bit of a weird one to kind of do that, because it's such a, as I said, it's quite a specific champion to use in a very specific quest. And sometimes specific doesn't always kind of come off correctly. So one of the things that win fights with Guillotine 2029, or a champion that shares a synergy with Guillotine, Guillotine 2099. Of course, Guillotine 2099 is a champion I would kind of obviously rate and say, yeah, use Guillotine 2099. She works great, or it works great. So just use that. As the light goes out, that's a sign. But yeah, I would say use the ones I've mentioned, but also that, because they're just some of the better options. That's really it. I don't think there's any more. I think there's a very straightforward quest. The Big Brain and Mountain of Muscles, these two quests right here, will just involve you spending your filaments. You know, some you'll be able to succeed, others not. I would say it may be best to kind of wait off, but if you are looking to make some earlier inroads to kind of like get that done, then purchase wisely. Maybe it's purchasing some of these incursion health potions or incursion revives. It just depends on what you want to do, how you want to set yourself up for the month. But as I said, you know, for me, I've already smashed this 2015 one very easily using the methodology that I just explained. And of course, we'll do more guides as the future weeks and months, progress on. And the same thing when it comes to some of the solo events, which, to be honest, are very straightforward. But yep. Follow the guide. Thank you very much for supporting the content. Check out some other content located on screen right now. And that's probably it for today, unless something completely game-breaking happens. Otherwise, I will be looking to make a video about some of the best incursion champions and teams very shortly. So look out for that. Thanks for watching. Check out some other content. And bye-bye, everybody. Have a lovely day.